Awareness is the precursor to change. And when you're conscious and aware of things before they happen, you could make better decisions for your everyday life. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. And tonight, Uncle Mike is going to give you the playlist for the Twin Flame Narcissist. Hello everyone, I am Michael and I help guide people on the evolutionary journey. There's a creature lurking out there and it's known as the Twin Flame Narcissist. And these people, they have a playbook and they all do the same thing. And when you understand the behaviors ahead of time and you know that it's a playbook, you know exactly how to move. A lot of people, they might go on the spiritual awakening journey. You might awaken, you might put out a frequency, and then all of a sudden, certain people magically appear in your everyday life. Well, sometimes these people are distractions to deter you from becoming the best version of yourself. And on my journey, you know, when you analyze certain things that happen over and over again, you start to realize, hey, you know what? There's a playbook out there. And once you have that playbook, you know, when a football team, once they have the playbook for the other team, for the competitor, they know exactly what to do and they're gonna thrive. So you could all thrive and not fall for the traps of the Twin Flame Narcissist. And you need to know the very first move. Because honestly, once you know the very first move, you're gonna be all right, kid. You know, I reflect back on my journey and you know, I remember, you know, back in like 2019, yeah, your Uncle Mike, he was strutting down the beach and along the shoreline, he saw someone and your Uncle Mike strutted over there and he started having a conversation. And I started talking to this individual and throughout the conversation, and then all of a sudden I got, ooh, I'm spiritual too. Ooh. And, you know, the conversation continued and, you know, we hung out. And then all of a sudden I heard, you know, oh, maybe you're my twin flame. And then I said to myself at the time, what is this psychopath talking about? And then I realized over the years that, you know, this is something that's kind of out there in society. And all of these people, they kind of run the same playbook. They do the same thing over and over again. And tonight, Uncle Mike is going to tell you what they all do. And you have to look for this behavior. And I want you to follow along in the comments. If you witness this behavior as well, I want you to articulate a comment so that millions of people will get this. Because once you have the playbook, you know, there's a lot of people that are empaths out there. And they're good people. And you might fall for certain things. And especially in the world right now, there's, you know, you want someone that's going to be crystal clear, that actually isn't going to play games. But a lot of times what happens with a twin flame narcissist, they're going to come into your life and they're going to be all buttoned up. They're going to be all prim and proper. They're going to be so spiritual. They're going to tell you how great they are, right? All buttoned up. Put on your old gray bonnet with a blue. That's Bugs Bunny. No, Bugs Bunny actually teaches us about the narcissist as well. Full video on the channel page if you want to learn about Bugs Bunny and the narcissist. When these people come into your life, they're going to come into your life like a ball of fire. And everything's going to be so great. And they're going to keep preaching about the twin flame. And they're going to talk about their past twin flame and twin flame this and twin flame that. They're going to say to you how spiritual they are. They're going to tell you how great they are. They're going to do whatever they can to make you feel so good. You're going to feel so good. You're going to feel it's wonderful. It's like, wow, what a great person. And, you know, there's going to be manipulation. It could be physically, it could be mentally, it could be spiritually. But these people, they know how to talk. They have that certain gift of the tongue, if you will. They know exactly what to do. And when you first come in It's the bait and switch. I want you all to write that down in the comments. It's the bait and switch. And they're gonna come into your everyday life, and they're gonna be so wonderful, and everything's gonna be so great. They're gonna make you feel real good, baby, yeah. They're gonna make you feel real good. And then suddenly, all of a sudden, they're gonna put you in a state of confusion. All of a sudden, they're gonna pull everything back. This is like Lucy with Linus when she pulled the football back, right? They all do the same exact thing. They all run from the same exact playbook. So when they first come in, they're going to start preaching about twin flame this. It's going to be across the board. It's going to be the most important thing. They're going to tell you, you're my twin flame. They're going to talk about their past. Oh, I thought this person was my twin flame. And then all of a sudden, they're going to pull back. And it's going to be suddenly, and you're going to be saying, like, I don't understand. I don't understand what happened. And the reason for this is this comes from the enemy. Okay, when God gives you something, if it comes from God, it's going to be crystal clear. And what we need is crystal clear clarity. It's a triple C, baby, yeah. It's the triple C. Crystal clear clarity, then you know it comes from God. But all of a sudden, right, they're gonna get you all in there, and then they're gonna pull it back, and then they're gonna try to get you in a state of confusion. So now in the mind, you're gonna say, wow, this day, this very short period of time, it was so great. And then all of a sudden, they're gonna rapidly, it's maybe not even gonna make sense to you. Say, how did it go from 100 to 0? And this is so that you are in a state of confusion. An empath is gonna feel in a state of confusion, okay? And that's what the narcissist does. The narcissist wants you to be in a state of confusion because they want to hold power over you. In this world, if you are a Sigma, if you're here to do work, if you're here to make your life better every single day, if you want to be the best version of yourself, if you want to do the work of God, you absolutely cannot be in a state of confusion. And that is the very first motive. It is the very first play in the playbook of the twin flame narcissist. How many of you that are getting this message have dealt with 1, 2, 3, 4, many people that all do the same thing like a robot? They come in, they talk about twin flame, this person was my fake twin flame, now you're my real twin flame, and the loop goes on and on. That's a loose cycle, and that's something that we've been talking about on the channel. Cut off those loose ends and cut them off immediately. Once you have identified the twin flame narcissist, the second that they pull this in your everyday life, you immediately go no contact because you ain't got time, kid. Write it in the comments. You don't have time. You know, I shared this recently. There's people in this life that want to waste your time, energy, and resources. Why? Because when that's happening, you don't have the time to build, create, and lead. And many people that are getting this message right now, you're here to be the best version of yourself. You're here to do work like never before. You're here, not of the matrix, but above the matrix. And you're going to hear a lot of these people. They're going to talk spiritual this, spiritual that. They're going to say, oh, I'm doing my kingdom work this, while they're really full of crap. Authenticity lasts the test of time. And you might be getting this message right now, and you're an authentic person, and you don't have time for confusion. And that's why it's really important, because you could get caught up, and you could lose a lot of time. But ultimately, when you identify the tactics of the twin flame narcissist immediately, if not sooner, you will never waste your time, your energy, and resources. You will not be distracted, and you will be focused on Almighty God, and you will be focused on yourself and the work that you do for your everyday life. We ain't got time to be in chaos. And it's really interesting to see how it is repetitive. Repeat, repeat, repeat. It's all the same thing. It could be different people, different places, but it's always the same playbook. It's always the same playbook. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's 3 years, 3 days, or 3 minutes. They are all the same. You need to be focused and aware of the Jezebel frequency. And ladies, that frequency can be held by men. if you're a lady and you experience this as well, all this nonsense, all this, it's super hot, it's super, everything's so great, and then all of a sudden they pull the rug out real quick. A person is always going to show you who they are right off the bat. You know, a lot of these, you know, people that are so spiritual, they understand the law of free will. And that's why, you know, when you go out there and you hear about spiritual people, well, you know what, kid? Demons are spiritual too. And your Uncle Mike wants you to be aware of that. We don't have time. We have time to be strong. We have time to create, and we have time to be our authentic self. How many of you don't have time to play games? How many of you don't have time to be fake? You know, when you are an authentic person, you might even say to yourself, you know, this has got to be exhausting. Doesn't it have to be exhausting to be so fake? But, you know, when you go through your journey, and that's why a lot of what I do here on this channel, I'm just passing forward all of the information through firsthand experience, what I have gone through on my life, from my observations, from my discoveries. When you see people and they all say the same thing and they act the same way and they're so spiritual and they're so this and, ooh, no one's like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden they pull back suddenly. And it's like, it's a total 180. Like, is this the same person? If you are resonating with any of the characteristics that your Uncle Mike is sharing in this video, why don't you leave it in the comments and share this video so that millions of people could learn about this. And I'm here to tell you the truth. The devil is going to attack at a certain place. And the place where it's going to go is the heart. And the reason why they go for this is because love is the highest frequency that is still below the truth. Full video on the channel page, the scale of consciousness. There is absolutely nothing higher than the truth. Love is part of truth, but truth is not always part of love. Some people might be triggered by certain parts of this message, but this is the ultimate truth. And what we need to do here with this channel and this community and this world moving forward is embrace the power of truth. Woo! I'm spiritual too. Dude, they all literally do the same thing. They all act the same way. And you just might be a person like me. You just want to have a good time. You don't have the time to play games. You don't have the time to be in confusion. But you will feel, you really have to listen to your solar plexus region and always listen to your gut. You know, that's one of the things that I had to work on my journey, is when I didn't listen to my gut. But ultimately, you're always going to see this in the beginning, especially when it comes to that witchiness, you know, the spells, all that other stuff, because they understand all these things. I told you, when they get all excited and they hear about spiritual this and that, well, guess what? Not everyone is going to have your best interest in mind. Just because a person uses the word, it doesn't mean that they're a good person, because there are great manipulators in this world. And you can come across them all the time. Once you have the playbook in your hand, you know how to instantly move forward. Don't waste any time, instantly. And it happens over and over. And all of a sudden you become a warrior, and they can't even get in. That's it. Is that once they go to that, it's like, boom, I gotta keep moving. I gotta keep working. I gotta keep building. I gotta keep leading. I gotta keep teaching. I ain't got time, right? And you don't got time either, kid. And a lot of people, you know, they want to find love. And many chosen ones, they might find themselves alone, and you're doing the work of God. And when you embrace that authentic power, you know, they know where to go from distractions. That's why you have to really stay focused. Know the playbook. Do you witness people coming in? Everything's all buttoned up. Everything is so on fire. Everything's so squeaky clean. Everything's making you feel so good. And all of a sudden they pull the rug out from underneath you. Let us know in the comments. Now you have the playbook. Now you can more efficiently navigate your everyday life. If you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people, and please share with one other person, because when we all share with one other person, millions of people will awaken to the truth. And your Uncle Mike is out here in the light of Christ to teach the truth, to share the truth. Let's improve our everyday lives. Be efficient. Know the tactics. Have the playbook. You now have the first step in your hand. Embrace who you are. Remember, you're worthy. You're more than enough. You don't have time for witchiness. You don't have time for games. You don't have time for nonsense. All you have time for is the authentic truth. And now, as we move forward in the new energies, in the light of Christ, we're bringing in new authentic people, better people are coming in. They're all over the place. They're coming in nonstop. And that's why it's important, because, listen, words, Dr. Bruce Lipton said, language was designed to hide feelings. Some people know how to talk. Some people know how to manipulate. People lie. But the energies never lie. Remember, we cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious of the playbook for the twin flame narcissist. Use this to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Life is so much better when we are all together. If you find this message inspiring or know someone that could benefit from it, please share this message. Holy Spirit, rain, fire. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. I'm the best there is at what I do. Remember who you are, light warriors. We're here now. This momentum can't be stopped. Oh yeah. And one last thing. Daddy's home.